welcome back to the channel. We are once again here at opening night, Howl O Scream in SeaWorld Orlando. This is our third year. They've had the event 3 years. We've done opening night twice. We've had a great time here. This is actually a media night too. There's a lot of cool stuff going on behind us. There's gonna be a lot of people shooting their stuff today. Can't wait to go in and share it with you. You know, we've got Halloween Horror Nights the last 2 nights. We're gonna do a comprehensive comparison at the end of the night between the houses. You know, the last 2 years, Howl O Scream has come very, very close to taking out Halloween Horror Nights. It's incredibly fun. The atmosphere is like a party. You can see there's a lot of excitement in the air tonight. You know, not as polished as Halloween Horror Nights, but they do an amazing job of creating a fun party atmosphere. So we're super happy to share this one with you. We're gonna go through, like I said, and shoot everything tonight, get all the houses. We'll get you a rating on all the houses, all the scare zones. We'll try to check out the shows, and we'll come back at the end of the night and we'll give you that final wrap up, doing that comparison between Halloween Horror Nights and Howl O Scream. Very excited again, like I said, 3rd year in a row. They've done it 3 times. We're here for opening night. Can't wait to share it with you. A lot more merchandise. The first year we came, it was very rudimentary. There was really no Howl O Scream stuff. They remember we got that I Guess I'll Die skeleton shirt, which was kind of cool. They've actually got a lot more merchandise specific to the event this year, so you can see the evolution of where they've come in just a couple of years. It's very cool. T-shirts are reasonably priced, similar to what you pay for at like a Halloween Horror Nights at $37 for my t-shirt. The only thing that's aggravating is they've eliminated cash, so it's completely cashless, which again, I don't know, it's not a huge issue. I just prefer to pay cash for this kind of stuff if I can. I'm hoping I can pay cash for food and drink. I'll let you know as we go along. But they open doors at 6:15. They open the gate up at 7, so we haven't quite opened up yet. Definitely the biggest crowd I've seen here. It's also the first night that I've come here that hasn't rained. Fingers crossed, right? Because we're supposed to maybe get a little rain. It looks like we're not going to. So I can't wait to share that with you because again, if we're gonna run into no rain, this could be a really great night. The price of this has gone way up too. I should have bought online. Online is significantly cheaper. It was like $50 for the ticket I bought in person. My mistake, I just forgot to go and buy, and it was like $103. It was like $179 for the Russia Fear Pass, or whatever they're calling it, the front of line Fear Pass for just the house. That doesn't even include the roller coaster, the rides either. So interesting for the cost of the ticket compared to what you've paid recently. So I'm going to be a little harder this year because if I'm paying Halloween Horror Night prices, I expect to get that experience, kind of that party vibe, very old school Halloween Horror Nights vibe, and it's cool the way they do it. They've always done an awesome job, so very, very cool. Has retained their best scare actor that they have, one of the best scare actors I've ever seen, which is one of the zombie actors here. So haven't seen him yet. This is always the entrance into kind of this Arctic setup in the zombies. Their one scare actor is absolutely amazing. Not that there aren't other good ones too, but he was by far the best I'd ever seen. So hoping he's here tonight. These guys are doing a great job. Very cool. They always talk about kind of how Day of the Dead kind of started the zombie walk. When you had, one of the main characters, one of the pilots, Flyboy, who broke his leg, when he got killed and turned into a zombie, he had that zombie walk with a twisted foot, which totally changed how all the other zombies you would ever see would walk. So it's kind of neat to see that. So as we head into the first house, we'll see how it is compared to last year. Last year they were pretty liberal about letting you film in the house. We'll see if you still can this year, if they give you a hard time. I know, like, you've already seen you'll see in the Halloween Horror Nights video, we got yelled at quickly to put our cameras away, so we'll see what happens here. All right, so heading into Delirium.
Please make sure to have all the essentials you need for your 16
How are you?
in our underwater hut. Please read our safety protocol before entering the elevators.
Yes. You are?
Yes.
Okay, good. Did you pack for all 16 days and 16 nights?
No.
No? Underwater, 10,000 feet. You didn't pack?
We did not.
Did you sign the waiver?
No.
You didn't sign the waiver?
No.
Okay, I don't really care.
Make sure your ID is visible
Make
at all
yourself
times.
comfortable. I wish I had coffee, tea, water to offer you. I don't, so we'll just pretend like I do, and you'll be so fine. Elevator gets stuck sometimes. Ignore the screams. It's a little loud in here. Do you guys have any questions about your stay?
Dial 666 or notify our operators if you see any suspicious
I've never
activity.
been down there, but the people that go down there, I'll usually come back. You're gonna be great. You're gonna be so great.
underwater facility, there is no Wi-Fi service. Make sure family and friends are aware. In case of an emergency, the facility can be contacted through number 407-401-8477.
My camera works fine. First time? Yeah, you'll be so fine. I wouldn't lie to you. Yeah, she looks so trustworthy. Do I not look trustworthy? I've been at this job longer than you have.
All right, recruits!
Yes, sir.
Everyone into the elevator. Find a seat and take it.
Fine, have fun.
I'll let you have the entertainment.
You will be traveling 10,000 feet to the bottom of the world. Welcome to Delirium.
Descending to Delirium Research Facility. 200 feet. 300 feet. Mechanical failure detected. Engaging emergency brakes. Restarting elevator. 400 feet. 500 feet. Warning. Warning. Power failure. Stopping descent.
Wait. Don't move. No, it's not working. We have to evacuate one by one. With caution, it's floor 666.
All right, recruits, evacuate, evacuate into the facility. Move, move. Good luck, you're gonna need it. Let's go. Let's go. Keep moving.
Can't be back here! This is a very sterile environment. The toxin is very so prominent in the air and passenger cell.
Get out of here! The sergeant has escaped!
Warning. System extreme caution.
Get out of here! The sergeant has escaped!
Let's go! Do you want to be meals on wheels? Let's go! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 6, 6. That's great. Thank you. All right, so Delirium 666 was super fun. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Again, the cool thing here, they let you shoot video in the house. It was awesome, really cool theme. You're in an elevator, which I thought was a great set piece to kick off the house. So you're in the elevator, you're going down, there's a malfunction, they send you out. You're like a recruit to go to the bottom of the ocean. You get into these like sirens, these mermaids, very cool. Like I said, 8 out of 10, super fun. And I love the laid back atmosphere. Everybody in the house is there to entertain you. There's nobody like, you know, yelling or complaining because you're taking a video. Awesome. Such a good start to the night. Great house. Working at the bar with the themes. Got the zombies in there, which is very cool. They're usually the house right here. Yeah, so Beneath the Ice Meltdown. This was my favorite house the last couple of years, so I'm hoping it's well done again. You know, last year, 2 years ago was amazing. Last year was just okay, so I'm hoping it's a very good house. All right, guys, we're in our second house, Beneath the Ice. My favorite house 2 years ago, the house I was most let down by last year. I'm hoping it's a big bounce back this year. That way? Okay, thank you. Am I going the wrong way? Am I supposed to go that way? Am I going the wrong way? Oh yeah, sorry. Through here? Okay, thank you. All right, real quick, so Beneath the Ice Meltdown, like I said, my favorite house 2 years ago. I'm gonna have to give it like a 7 this year, and it would have been lower if it wasn't for the fact that I was kind of by myself and I was, you know, I kind of got lost a couple of times, which was kind of cool. It was kind of freaky. There were just way too many parts of the house where there just wasn't anything going on. It was atmospheric. There was, when you got to the end where you had like the heat from the meltdown, from the fire, was kind of cool. I love the setting in there. I like kind of, like I said, the Thing / alien vibe you get in the house. I think is very cool. You'll see in the video there was just way too many pieces where there was like nobody there though, like it was just empty. And there was a couple of areas like cages where it felt like there should have been somebody there. So again, not a bad house, just not as good as I was hoping it would be, and definitely not as good as it was the first year. So solid 7, but definitely has an opportunity to be a little bit better. Guys, we kind of got this shot last year too. Heading into it, it's heading into sunset. The roller coasters in the background look awesome this time of day. So you're heading into the, you know, everything's changing. You'll see the fog over the water in just a second, but it's very cool to see that sunset picture with the roller coasters in the background. Looks great. We're heading over to Toxic Turmoil, which is our next scare zone, as we head over to our third house. This at night is always crazy because it's so hard to see. It's almost impossible at night to see this, which is very interesting because it gets so dark in this area. So we got somebody in a ghillie suit, which is pretty neat.
Don't touch me!
anything! Don't touch the plant, you've been infected. Help is on the way.
There's been a breach in this area.
Everything is contaminated. I don't know. My friends wanted me to call.
Don't touch anything!
There's been a spill in Zone 3. It's everywhere. It's horrible. They're changing.
All right, we're heading over to the Captain Revenge house. This house was pretty neat last year. I like the outside setting on it. You know, the giant skull was pretty cool. I want to get a gauge on how long the line is, if we should use that front of the fear pass or not. It doesn't look very long right now. Might just go through the standby. Yeah, this is one of the houses, when you don't get in super early, you know, first houses are always busy, but you know, this one I don't need to use the front of fear pass. I can definitely save it for another house later on and go back to it again. Maybe the first house again, because I really enjoyed that one quite a bit, and I'd like to see it in the dark, so.
Bend to the darkness. Bend to the darkness. Bend to the darkness.
Captain's Revenge, Drowned in Darkness. It lived up to its name. It was very dark, very atmospheric. You know, last year they had some really cool set pieces with like the people in the water. They were missing that this year a little bit. Again, I think the house is a 7. It's not bad. It's just very short. And again, I feel like this year we're lacking a little bit of scare actors in the house. Now, it's very early in the day. We might get some more folks as we go through. I'm going to try to do every house a second time and reevaluate them. You know, I got the front of the fear pass, so I can go through. And the first couple, so one house I've used it for. The other 2 I haven't yet, so I'm just saving it to go back through and use it if the lines get a little longer. But I think it's a 7. I think, again, it's not bad. There are a couple of good jump scares, decent monsters, but again, just feel like it was lacking a little bit and it was a little bit short. All right, we're heading into Dead Vines, New Orleans Nightmare, which I believe is back here. So this should be fun. We'll see if we want to use that front of the fear pass so we can get a quick walkthrough again over here, see how long the line is. How are you? How long's the regular line right now? Is it pretty short?
I think so.
I'm probably just going to use it and try to go through again. Yeah, thank you. Very cool, very cool. Thank you.
You got it.
All right. This is that Dead Vines New Orleans Nightmare. I think this one should be a good video too because it seems like it's a lot brighter, which is very cool.
What are you waiting for? There's not much time to get out of here safely.
You made a deal with her. You can't leave.
That's awesome. That gator is awesome.
Oh, well, hello there, my fine friend. Are you here to go on a river? Don't worry, we got some entanglements going on, but my Caitlin Lynn, she don't stay nowhere too long. You're next to get hexed.
That's awesome. I knew you were there.
Welcome to my shop. Would you like to buy some skulls today? You can get all 3 for the price of yours.
That's awesome. That's great. Very cool. All right, guys, let's do the quick review here on Dead Vines New Orleans Nightmare. Very cool for me. I got to go through by myself. It's kind of buried in the back of the park. I don't know if a lot of people knew where it was. The same thing I'm running into though, like I thought this one had more scare actors, was pretty good. I'm gonna give it like a 7.5. I think the only downside of these houses are just very short. But the fact that you can go through by yourself, I got to do that at a house in Vegas years ago when I was the only person in it. It was awesome. Now I'm not saying you're gonna have the same experience, but again, if you get here early, the front couple of houses are pretty busy. The last 2 weren't too bad. I was able to not have to use my front of fear pass. So I've gone through 4 houses. I've only used 1, front of fear pass, which means as it gets a little darker and a little bit more busy, I'm able to go through the houses quickly again. So I think the reality is, I did all 10 houses at Halloween Horror Nights with the shorter walking distances here. I see no reason why I couldn't do all, do this every house here twice. But I'm gonna go and check some of the scare zones. We got 1 more house left. I can't wait to share it with you. All right, guys, this is Witchcraft Bayou. I already went this way. I went the wrong way when I left the last house, that New Orleans Nightmare house. So we're gonna go back through here again. You can see the fog starting to come in. It looks awesome. So we're gonna head through this scare zone. We only have 1 house left that I want to shoot for you. And like I said, I'm gonna go through all of them again a second time and then come back and do some more scare zones and give you a review over here. Terrors of the Deep Scare Zone, which should be pretty fun. This was my favorite last year. They had like a lot of like Creature from Black Lagoon, Humanoids from the Deep type setup. But you see the fog, yeah, this poor guy trying to work. Yeah, these guys are awesome looking. Very cool monsters. You know, how dark it is good and bad here, because you see some really cool stuff, but you also lose some cool stuff in the dark.
No pain, no prey!
Which kind of stinks, because they're great. Right. That's great. You know, never gets old with these chainsaws and people freaking out. It's always cool. Very cool. That's awesome. Like I said, this has always been where I think Howl O Scream still shines. It's kind of more fun, like old school Halloween Horror Nights. You got the guys and girls selling drinks on the street. Makes it pretty neat. Something a little different, which is really fun. So I think is this our last house here? Let me take a look here. Yeah, so this is Floodlight District. So I think this is our last house of the night. We're gonna go check this one out right now too. This is cool.
Yeah.
That's great. This is Blood Beckoning. Beckoning. Again, it was the best house last year. I think it's the second best house this year. I'm going to give it an 8. I thought the setting was good. I think it was probably the best jump scares. I think they had the most scare actors in there. It was really easy to see. So again, I think it's a really good house. It's probably the second best house of the night, so I give it an 8. So we've hit all 5 houses now. We've got one more scare zone, which is that Carnival scare zone. We're gonna go find that, grab a quick bite to eat, and then go through a couple more of the houses again. Shoot a couple more of the scare zones as it gets a little darker.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, there's a bunch of other people walking in this way too.
All right, so we're coming up to Carnival, which I'm very excited for. I love circus theme stuff. Like I told you, I'm just a little disappointed in Dr. Oddfellow's circus theme, but this looks great. I want to get a picture of this right here if I can. This would be a cool thumbnail. That's awesome.
Oh, you can run from me, Gully Planner. I'm faster than she is.
What is that?
It's Carnival Game.
But is that your?
No, that's everyone.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know it.
So they've got some cool, like old school, like carnival games back here, which is pretty neat. Back over to that toxic turmoil area, which we saw at the beginning of the day. And like I said, they put a lot of fog in here. You're not going to see a ton of stuff That's the only downside. It's really cool, but like some of the stuff just gets lost because it's so dark and foggy. I'm making my way through the house, to the park a second time. I'm going to see all the scare zones again, along with all 5 houses a second time. So we've gone through the first 2 already again. Nothing's changed in my opinion. That first house was still the best. That 666 house was amazing. Beneath the Ice was so much better the second time around, but I'm not up in my score. Now we'll go into the Toxic Turmoil and see if we can see the scare zone at night over here. Felt like we had more people at the beginning of this one last time. Maybe we'll get more concentrated towards the end of it. That's pretty cool.
Oh, you gotta turn around. You gotta go back this way. Okay, go back.
Contamination breach in this area. Stay where you are. Help is on the way.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how it happened.
You guys gotta keep going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Contamination alert.
Do not touch the film. Do not get it on your skin. It's glowing. Can anyone hear me? If you're out there, get away now. Save yourself. Don't let them touch you.
All right, I gotta add one quick thing in. I went through Blood Beckoning a second time. There was a guy in front of me, his name was Gary, and he was like, if I get scared, don't be too worried. And I'm like, I thought it was, an actual person on going through the house with me. And then like 2/3 of the way through, he got attacked by one of the guys in the house. It was awesome. I did not see it coming. So good on you, Howl O Scream. Like having a plant in the ride to go through and then get attacked by the monsters was awesome. And it was totally unexpected. I did not see it coming, so that was very, very cool. Okay, so I just went back through Beneath the Ice, guys, and here's the deal. It was so much better the second time around. I would give it like an 8.5. It was actually one of my favorite houses. The lack of scare actors we had in the beginning and kind of the lack of direction really derailed that house. But here's the deal. I'm not gonna go and change my overall score from what I gave it, because if you came in right like I did in the beginning, only went through the house once, you would not have had that same experience, which is BS. Like SeaWorld has to do a better job of having that house ready to go at 7 o'clock when it opens, or not open it. Because really the first experience I went through was almost empty, and I didn't have a great time. The second time I went through, I absolutely loved it. It was amazing because you had the right amount of actors in there and it was really good. So I would just tell you, good house, don't hit it as soon as it opens because you're gonna be wildly disappointed, and it's way better the second time around. But I'm keeping the same first score, keep that at 7 or a 7.5, and I'm gonna keep it as my lowest score of the night because that first experience could have potentially been the only one I had. Our review of Howl O Scream 2023. So let's talk about the houses. The first house we went through. So the best house we went through tonight was Delirium 666. I'm gonna go do that one again. I thought it was awesome. The Blood Beckoning house, just like last year, was very good again. Dead Vines was much better than it was last year. I think they amped it up with that New Orleans nightmare. Beneath the Ice would be my bottom rated house again this year, and it was a shame because it was my favorite 2 years ago. And kind of the same thing with Captain's Revenge. It was much better last year. They kind of had that diving bell and it was really neat. I think this year was a little bit lacking. The scare zones this year across the board were very good. I was missing having that one actor they had last year. And again, I know he couldn't come back, but that guy was the best scare actor I'd ever seen in that Frozen Terror Zone. But I would tell you the Blood Light District was a welcome addition this year. It's kind of that crazy, almost like the Red Light District in Amsterdam with the brothel with kind of these crazy vampire prostitutes, which was just nuts. That was a really cool addition this year. Carnival was a lot of fun. And then the ones they've had for years past are still very good. They added that toxic zone in this year that was pretty fun too. I did try one thing for food. I have one of the roller coasters right behind me. I tried the Hatchet pretzel, which is one of their specialty foods. The pretzel was just unfortunately too thick to be a good flavor all the way through. But that's so cool. That's their new stand-up coaster. But I think overall, I always enjoy Howl O Scream. It's something I still look forward to. I think this year, I don't think they took a step forward. I don't think they took a step back. Here's the problem this year. I paid way more money this year than I have in years past for a ticket. And shame on me for not buying it online. I know I could have got it cheaper. But for me to walk up day up for $179, I've gone through all 5 houses. It's 8:30. I've only punched one pass because I've only needed on one house. That's criminal. Like, there's no excuse for that. So, when I think about that, that's pretty much a big demerit for them. But overall, I would say, again, Howl O Scream is a heck of a lot of fun. If you haven't done it, come and do it. Get your ticket online, get a good deal. The houses are smaller. They're way more fun because you can go in. I got lost in a couple of houses tonight because I was the only one in there. So smaller, but good setting. It's fun. It is definitely more of a party vibe like we've always talked about up here. A younger crowd. And it's interesting. I don't know if it's a younger crowd. It's more of like the 20-ish crowd than you have in Halloween Horror Nights, which is turning more of a high school crowd. So it's interesting, which is morphed into, and a lot less families here than you have at Halloween Horror Nights. So overall, great experience. Had a ton of fun. Get to shoot the houses all night. So again, come see it. Great event. We're going to do a quick comparison in just a little bit between Halloween Horror Nights and Howl O Scream, and we'll let you know what's the best bang for your buck in Orlando if you're coming down for Halloween attraction. If you haven't done it so far, please hit that like and subscribe button, and as always, stay scary.